All right, hello and welcome. This is our basics or our beginner level for our nitric oxide release training. If you're using B3 bands today, we've already added air, so you can go ahead and do that. Not a problem if you don't have bands. We are going to be doing some seated leg extensions. I'm going to be doing just my body weight today. It's our second time doing leg extensions and standing leg curls. If you wanted a little extra training stimulus, you could put like some light ankle weights around your ankles, and that would give a little extra tension from there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and come on up, and we're gonna do a little bit of loosening up for the hips, quads, and then we'll get right into it here. So standing up nice and tall, just set your feet about hip width apart, and some gentle hip circles here. All right, and then when you're ready, we'll reverse the other direction. I have just some light weights available. You could also use one of those long TheraBands as well for later in the hour. We're going to be doing some front raises. From here, standing tall, draw the shoulders back, ankle rolls, working a little bit of balance. Steady yourself as needed. Set that foot down if you need to. If you can just stay here, then change directions. Roll the ankle the other way. Whenever we're balancing, draw the stomach up, squeeze the shoulders back. And switching sides, place it down, just draw it all up, hips nice and level. Never too young to work our balance. Good, reset as needed, otherwise circle it the other way. And set it down from there, very good. Quad stretch, last one, and then we're gonna get rolling. If you don't have a chair available or somewhere you can sit down, go ahead and bring that into the picture. And this is one of our more challenging stretches, so be gracious with yourself if it's tough. Grabbing that foot, pulling the heel towards the glutes. We can work some balance here. Soft bend in that support leg. And then switching sides, set it down, lifting up, working to get that opposite foot. That's my balance. Good. As you're doing this, draw that shoulder back, open through the chest. 10 more seconds. Previously, we did 30-second intervals when we did a similar circuit to this. Today, it's going to be 40 seconds. All right, shake that out. And now we're going to start by coming to seated. We'll be doing our seated leg extensions, 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds on the other. Going to fire up those quads. So as you come to seated, I recommend coming to the edge of the chair, sitting right up on those sit bones, draw the shoulders back. And when you're ready, we're going to take your non-dominant leg to start. So if you have a stronger side, start on the side that's more challenging. I'm going to assume that's the left for most. So we're going to pick the foot up off the ground, and here we go. We just simply extend the knee straight out, drawing the toes back towards you. Bend the leg and extend the leg. Just watch so you don't overarch the spine. And breathe. Halfway. I'll also let you know when we get to 30 seconds. Great job. That's 30. If this is our first time doing this, you want to take a little bit of a break, go and set it down there. Otherwise, a couple more reps. Extend the knee, bend the knee, last time, and rest. Good job. Set that foot down. Getting ready for the same thing on that opposite side. 2, 1, here we go. Draw the knee up, keeping the foot off the ground. So we bend and extend. We would consider this like an isolation exercise, isolating our quad muscles. Later on in this circuit, we're going to be standing up and isolating the backside or the hamstring muscles. Breathe. Halfway, that's 20 seconds. Whenever people get stiff in the knees, this is a great exercise. If you can, just like sitting down somewhere, bend and extend. That's our 30-second mark. Good job. We're going to move into our sit stand next. 2, 1, and resting there. So for the sit stand, you're going to set the feet, draw the belly in, reach those arms up, pull yourself up, and then lightly sit back. So ideally here, we don't want to like plop onto the chair. You want to try to control yourself down and then coming back up. So I reach my arms out in front. Find a spot to focus on, eyes up. Help keep that chest nice and tall. Breathing in to lower, breathing out as you stand. Wonderful. Halfway through. We're going to stay on our feet after we finish this sit-stand exercise. And if you want to get ready to pick up some light weights, we'll go to our front raises next. It's totally okay if you don't have any weights to use. You can either use a band or just move those arms. Final rep and rest. Good job. So front raises next. If you want to pick up some light weights, toes pointing forward, chin drawn in, and then when you're ready, raising it straight up in front, down and up. Notice I have a soft bend in the knees. My stomach's pulled in. This is going to be a little bit shorter. We're going to go 20 seconds on this front raise. Good. Just a little bit longer. Wonderful. We're going to work on those hamstrings next. Last rep and rest the weights down. So for the back of the leg, you're going to stand tall. I'm going to use my chair to just help support. You can also just stand straight up and down, and then we're going to just bend all on one foot, bending the heel under the body. Everyone get ready. And 2, 1, here we go. Just like we did 40 seconds on the quad or the leg extensions, we're going to work 40 seconds on the back of the thigh, isolating out this hamstring. So you want to feel just like similar to a bicep curl with the arm, you're doing a hamstring curl with the leg. Few things to note here, ensure that you're using those similar muscles as when you practice your balance to not let that hip kick out. We're over halfway. You can practice your balance as you do this. It's going to challenge this hip a little bit more. Over 30 seconds in, 5 seconds left. We're going to go right into that other side. 2, 1, and switch it up. So switch the weight, draw everything up, and here we go. Bend and extend. Got one more exercise after we finish this side. It's going to be either like a step or jump jack if jumping is appropriate to you, or our simple little, we want to get that movement going with the upper body. So I'll also show just like those index finger arm circles. When I say index finger, it's because we're going to touch the index fingers together in front of the body and overhead. Great work. That's 30 seconds, 10 seconds left. Keep breathing. And 2, 1, and transition. Good job. Make sure you have a little bit of space. You can move the legs if you feel coordinated to do that, but I want you to focus mostly on speed of that upper body. Good circular patterns. And then if we want to move the legs as well, we'll just add a little side step to it. Great. 20 seconds from here. Breathe. Good. Yep. Great job. Jump jacks are more than appropriate if that's good for your body. All right, friends, this is the end of set 1. In 5 more seconds, we're going to head back to the chair and go one more time through these movements. And transition. Here we go. Sitting down. Back to those leg extensions. Remember to come right to the edge of the chair, sitting up nice and tall. If you aren't quite ready, just join us when you are. Otherwise, non-dominant leg first. Here we go. Extend and bend. Focus to not hold your breath. Breathing out, breathing in. Midline posture, upper body posture. Shoulders drawn back, chin drawn in. That's halfway through. If you need to set it down and take a break, by all means. Otherwise, breathe through that burn. Try to smile a little bit as well. That's 30 seconds. Two, 1, and get ready for that second side. All right, picking it up, lifting the toes, and 40 seconds starts now. One thing to keep in mind, if you're new or getting used to using your blood flow restriction bands, if you don't feel a big burn on these, you can always add a little bit more air next time. So it's a little bit of a trial and error process. That's halfway through to see what works best for you. I know I put in a little bit more air than I did last time we did these movements, and I'm definitely feeling the difference. That's 30 seconds, 10 to go if you're going the whole 40. We're going to move into that sit and stand next. 2, 1, and set it down. All right, feet about hip width apart, sit up nice and tall, reach those arms out, pull yourself up, and then control down, drive up. Nice. Watch that tendency as you sit back into those heels. The toes are going to want to lift up, but I want you to focus on pushing the heels down and pushing that, especially that big toe. Push it straight into the floor or into your shoes. Good. Breathe in, sitting back. Breathe out, standing tall. Wonderful. That's our halfway. Reach and up. Great work. Down and up. 10 seconds. We have our front raises next. Do one more. And transition. Good work. Light dumbbells or make a fist. You can also hold a band underneath your feet. Walk the feet in. Draw the chin in. Soft bend in those knees. And then when you're ready, front raise, raising the arms straight up in front of the body. Excellent. Good, Diane. Great rhythm, Amy. From front raises, we give the lower body a little bit of a break. And then we'll get ready for those hamstring curls. 2, 1, transition. Use the back of the chair or a wall to stabilize as needed. Remember to think about lifting up to that midsection. And 2, 1, here we go. See how I want to, like, my hip wants to rotate out and away. I actually don't want you to do that. I want you to try to keep your knee and leg straight forward as you just bend that heel. Bend the knee and pull the heel directly underneath your glutes. Simply another name for your butt. Good. Halfway. Continue to stand up nice and tall. Imagine you got a little string lifting you straight up towards the sky. 30 seconds down. 10 seconds left. Awesome work. And final rep. Good job. Getting ready for that second leg. Reset the feet as needed. Reset. And 40 seconds starts now. Squeezing those shoulders back. Keeping that chest nice and broad. Got 2 rounds planned for this circuit. And then we're going to get ready for one more circuit after this. If this is all new to you, if you haven't had a very big movement practice in your life recently, then maybe one circuit is best for you today. That's 30 seconds, 10 to go. Focus on that balance. Step jacks, jump jacks, or simply those arm circles next. Here we go. Set the feet about hip width apart. Index fingers touch in front of the body, and then come up to overhead. You can add that little side step. Good. Here's one you can give like a little smile. Sometimes it doesn't feel genuine to smile as we're doing this work, but your brain doesn't always know the difference. You get the benefit psychologically to just gently turn those lips up, reinforce that positive experience with fitness. All right, there's our time. Let's grab a quick drink and we'll get ready for our next set. Elevated push-up is our first exercise. So you want to find somewhere that you can prop your hands up and we work in those push-ups. Now, if you have challenges with your shoulders, you don't feel quite warm enough to go down into a push-up, hold that top of the plank. All right, set the feet, draw the stomach in, place one hand underneath each shoulder, and 3, 2, 1, here we go. Really key as you lower down. Keep that stomach engaged. Don't let those hips sink in. And then for the push-ups, a lot of times you'll see that people wing those elbows wide. I want you to think about drawing the elbows back and in towards the side of your body. They don't need to be like anchored into the sides, but right about like a 30 to 45 degree angle, down and up. Looks great. Good, Diane. Maybe one more. And standing up from here. All right. If you were with us last week, we worked that lunge stance. So that's our next exercise. Let's take your left leg, take a nice big step forward, keeping your feet hip width apart. And then you want to make sure that front heel is nice and anchored. So 30 seconds starts now. You can just hold this position. The lower you are, the harder it's going to be. And if you're someone that's comfortable with your lunges, you can bring that knee down and stand it tall. I'm going to hold this holding position though. Palms forward. Nice, Diane. Good, Amy. Eyes up. Almost there. 2, 1, and gradually coming out of that. In between legs, just a little rest for the hips. Circling the hips around. Let's go about 3 circles this time each way. And then we're going to go back to that lunge stance on the opposite leg. All right, so when you're ready, standing tall, now it would probably be your right leg. Take a nice big step forward. Square the feet so the toes are pointing forward. And then with that front heel anchored, you can lower that back knee down a bit, keeping that shin vertical. Hold those arms out the sides as you like, eyes up. And then once again, you can do like a little pulse here if you want to lower that knee down a bit. If you have that full range of motion to take it all the way to the floor, I just don't want you to have pain in the knee joint. I want you to, if anything, feel that burn in the thighs and quads. That's 20 seconds. And I'm focused on kind of pushing away on that front heel. Help engage that. 2, 1, and come on up. Very nice. Either take a little rest break here, or you're going to imagine you're trying to get in and out of the bathtub, stepping up and over your favorite animal that's hanging out on the floor, our lateral stepovers. This is going to be the end of a set 1. And we'll go back to those push-ups here in about 20 seconds. Up and over and back. All right, go ahead and head toward your station for your push-ups. Set the feet, draw the stomach in. 2, 1, here we go. So you can hold this plank. You can lower down just part way if that's what you're comfortable with. But over time, I'd like you to use a surface that you can get your chest all the way down and all the way up. So if you're not quite able to do that full range today, think about for next time where I might have a higher surface. You can even use a wall, back of the couch. Squeeze and engage that lower body as you push away. Final time. And walking on up. Awesome work. We're coming back to our lunge stance, your non-dominant leg first. Taking that step forward. Anchoring the feet, eyes up. And then when you're ready, little bend in the knees. The lower you are, the harder it's going to be. Nice. And you can either do the hold here, we call it like a lunge stance, or you can do a little pulse up and down. Or for the next class, we're going to call it a stationary lunge, where you're going to lunge all the way, knee to the ground and all the way up. Meet your body where you are. Good. Continue to breathe and avoid that shift onto the ball of foot on that front leg. There's that 30 seconds. Walk it in. In between sides, we'll do our little figure 8 circles. So I imagine trying to trace the figure 8. You can hold the hands on the hips or just flow with it. Yeah, good. And then reverse directions. Flow the other way. All right, let's get set up for that second leg. We'll get started here in 10 seconds. Nice big step forward with that opposite leg. Make sure you're not on that balance beam. Feet hip width apart. When you're ready, just a little bend. Coming into that lunge position. Building that strength on those single leg support. So we need that single leg strength when we climb stairs. Getting in and out of cars. Good, that's halfway, folks. You can add a little pulse up and down if you'd like. It's going to give a little bit more burn. Woo! This is the end of set 2 after our stepovers coming up next. If this is your first time doing this circuit, I recommend maybe stopping on set 2. Come on out. If you've gone with us the last few weeks and you haven't been overly sore, then join us for one more round. All righty. So we're going to get back to our push-ups here, starting in 10 seconds. So if you need to make your way to your station, set the feet. And we're actually going to let the air out after these push-ups. So set the feet here, and 3, 2, 1, begin. Down and up. Squeeze the glutes. Breathing in to lower, breathing out as you push up. Watching those elbows, avoiding that tendency to wing them out. You want to protect those shoulders, draw those shoulder blades back and down. Awesome. Almost there. And rotate. Good job. If you have your bands on today, we're hit that 20-minute mark so you can release the air. If you want a little extra challenge, now that we're moving to our lunges, you can hold a little bit of weight when you hold that lunge position. So I'm going to hold some weights at the side. Non-dominant leg first. I'll take a big step forward, eyes up, chest tall, and 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds starts now. So I can hold this lunge, I can do a little bit of a pulse up and down. It's a little bit challenging on the knees if you're not in the right position. So be really keen on where you are. Beautiful. But I'm showing just a partial range here. Whew. I lost a little bit of track of when we started. Let's go about 1 more, 2 more. And come on out. I make mistakes as well. If you're holding weights, shake it out for just a second. Just a little side to side rock. All righty. And then we're gonna get ready for that second side. I'll pay closer attention this time. Eyes up, chest tall. Second leg should be your more dominant side. Draw those shoulders back. Ensure that front foot is nice and strong. And 30 seconds starts now. So either standing tall, just a little pulse. Yeah. Whenever we talk about lunges, I'll oftentimes reference the imagery of like being in the beach. And I'm trying to dig that front heel nice and deep into the sand as I push away through that heel. Good, we're almost there. I didn't lose track of time this time. 2, 1, and resting there. All right, friends, that's the bulk of it. Let's kind of cool it down with our little step over or side step. If your legs are tired, don't worry about the step over, just a little side step, little arm swing, and we'll move into a bit of a cool down stretch. Great work. All right. From here, we're going to go into a behind the back stretch with the option of a forward fold. So we're going to open that chest, walk your feet nice and wide, so outside the hips. And then I want you to think about like rooting your legs down into the floor, bending into the knees, bringing your hands behind you. If you can't quite reach the hands, you could use a towel or one of our bands here. And then if you'd like, you can either just focus here to open the chest, or you can take it into that forward fold posture where you send your hips back, draw those arms right over top of the head. And then whenever we're stretching, it's a great time to center into your breathing. Nice deep breath, expand the back of the rib cage. On that next inhale, stand on up. Whew. All righty. From here, we're going to open up the hip flexors and the upper body at the same time. So let's keep your one leg forward. If you want to mirror me, it's typically going to be your right leg. Left foot's going to step back, rock back onto that heel. And now watch the tendency to lean back here. Keep those shoulders stacked over top of the hips as you reach the arm of the trail leg straight up in the sky. Good. Bend that elbow like you're trying to get a little itch on your back. Draw that chin in so you don't lose that posture through the neck. Now we're going to draw this elbow back. But the key here for the hips is to shift those hips forward. So I'm going to translate or shift the hips forward as I try to squeeze this glute. And now I'm going to bend towards that lead leg. So I'll show you from the front, bending towards the lead leg. So now the stretch comes down to the side body a bit more. Go ahead and stay where you are, but come out of that side bend, relax through the hips, and we'll do it once more on this side. Shift those hips back, translate those hips forward, try to squeeze the bum of that trail leg, and then a gentle side bend. If you want to add a little rotation, you'll just imagine rotating, try to peer up past the elbow of the side that you're stretching. Good. When you're ready, unwind, shake out those arms, and we'll go back to our side step arm swing in between sides. Nice work. All right, let's balance out the body. Now, one leg forward, opposite leg back, sitting back onto the heel, checking with the midline, reaching up, bending, reaching around. Now the hips position, so I shift them back and then I shift them forward because you want to open up those hip flexors, and then we take it to the side. Just some pure lateral flexion on this first set, holding for a couple of breaths. We'll come out of it, and now we'll shift the hips again, shift them back, shift them forward, lifting up, bending to the side with the option to add a little bit of rotation. It is going to be a little bit more challenging on your balance, so be kind. And release. Wonderful work. All right, we're going to repeat that quad stretch that we did as part of our warm-up. The quads are a great thing to stretch multiple times per day, ideally. So balance as needed, lifting on up, grabbing that trail leg, pulling that heel towards the glutes. Welcome. Good. If you want a little bit more practice on that balance, you can let go. Nice job, Diane. Woo, there goes mine. Woohoo. When you're ready, switching sides, set it down, lift on up, switching legs. It is cold until you get moving. My teeth were chattering right before class. Woo. All right, and then we'll do a finishing stretch of opening up those hips with a little figure 4. So either sitting on the ground, or I'm going to demo from the chair. So for that figure 4 stretch, if that's a tough one for you, you can do like the glute stretch first, pulling the leg across. Otherwise, I'm going to reach for that ankle, sit up as tall as I can, and then just gradually invite this knee to lower down. I invite you to close the eyes and just feel the body breathe here. We're going to spend about another 15 seconds. Feel the rib cage rise with the inhale and fall with the exhale. Good. When you're ready, gradually release that leg. And we'll go same thing on the other side. Sitting up nice and tall, crossing it up and over. Want to be gradual with our stretching. Once again, you can close the eyes and feel the body move with the breath. Our breath is there as our tool. Anytime we need to recenter ourselves, anytime we might feel some anxious energy, try to tune into your body, come back to your breath. Take some nice deep breaths, help calm your system down. Very good. Coming out of that, if you are on the floor, child's position would be the best mimic for what we're going to finish with here. Otherwise, our seated forward fold, draw the stomach in, hands on the knees, and then just ever so slightly bring your chin down to your chest, and then you're sliding on down, reaching for the toes. Look to get a gentle to mild stretch in that mid back or that low back. And then as always, send that breath into that area of tension. Looking to expand the rib cage, keep those lungs fully firing, really open up those lungs, send the air into those depths of the back. One more time. And gradually sit on up. All right, let's do 3 finishing breaths together. We're going to reach the arms up to overhead, palms in front of the chest. As you breathe in, raise those arms up and circle them back and down. Good. Twice more. Shrug the shoulders up as you reach, and then rest those shoulders down as you open. So broad chest, long neck. Final time. Breathe in a little peace, a lot of love, and exhale all the stress, worry, tension, and a lot of confusion that exists in the world. All right, friends. Drink your water, stay hydrated, keep moving. And remember, life is meant to be enjoyed. So make sure you find those little moments in life that you can enjoy. And we'll be back here next time. See you on Thursday.